President Biden's administration signaling that it may not drastically change from President Trump's approach to China. Let's get to Eunice Yoon in Beijing for a look at how China is viewing this new administration. And Eunice, obviously very early days, barely even days at this point. But what are these signals kind of meaning there on the ground?
Well, I thought it was interesting because China, just in the past couple of days, has really been taking on one of the buzzwords from Biden's inauguration, and that is unity. So China said that unity is needed for a reset in U.S.-China ties. The Foreign Ministry has also said that China welcomes the U.S. Rejoining the WHO and the Paris Climate Accords under the Biden administration. And then today, the headlines in the state press have all been mimicking this call for a reset. For example, Xinhua, the news agency, said it's time to heal and recover China and U.S. ties. The China Daily said that we have unity of purpose to set ties back on track. And the Global Times, which is a Communist Party paper, very hawkish normally, said China can partner on the virus fight, climate, as well as growth. Now, despite the official call for a reset, suspicions run very, very deep, and it's been noted not only by officials, but also in social media that Biden's cabinet choices have been very aggressive in their comments about China. For example, the DNIs, or the Director of National Intelligence, Avril Haines, had said that she favors an aggressive stance on China. The incoming Treasury Secretary, Janet Yellen, said that she would use all tools against China's alleged abusive trade practices. And then Secretary of State choice Antony Blinken had also said that he agreed with the assessment of his predecessor that China was committing genocide on its Muslim minority, the Uyghurs. So Secretary of State Mike Pompeo, or former Secretary of State, was sanctioned by China along with 27 other U.S. officials from the Trump administration for what China saw as an abuse of undermining China's sovereignty. What was interesting is that those, not only the officials, but their families can no longer travel to mainland China, Hong Kong, or Macau, and that any businesses and institutions affiliated with them also cannot do business with China. So that's interesting because that would potentially make it much more difficult for them, as well as other U.S. officials, to get jobs if they decide to leave government. And what was also interesting, Becky, is that it really seemed like it was a veiled threat to Team Biden as well, because the state media here has been quoting experts as saying that this really puts a bottom line and a floor underneath the relationship.
Doesn't sound like there's a lot of patience, at least at this point, that they're looking for changes and looking for changes quickly.
No, I think that the expectation here is that the Biden administration is going to be very much focused on domestic issues. And so we won't really see a whole lot of movement on China for the next several months. And then once they do, the expectation is that the Biden administration would potentially lift some tariffs on a case-by-case basis, that the Biden administration is going to be working very closely with allies in order to try to pressure Beijing, and that first things come first, some of the low-hanging fruit, which could be visas, journalist issues, as well as consulate issues, are going to be the ones that are tackled in order to try to at least engage again and get the two sides communicating.
Shepard Smith here. Thanks for watching CNBC on YouTube.